Till now, we have covered about the cell signaling like endocrine, paracrine, autocrine, juxtacrine, and we step up like ligands are present like hydrophilic and lipophilic ligands functions. And we also know about the secondary messengers very well. And we also cover about the G protein like they are in the two types, monomeric and trimeric. We also know the protein functions, sometimes we need to activate some proteins and we need to deactivate. For the activation, there are different processes, and for the inactivation, we have a different way of to remove that phosphate or kinases activities are present. This all process we know very well. So in the signaling process, we need to know about the GPCR signaling. GPCR. Why we are calling it as a GPCR? G protein coupled receptor is known as full form. When we try to understand about the GPCR signaling, we know very well the plasma membrane is present. On this plasma membrane, one protein is making a structure like snake-like structure. You can see here. This is completely folded and make this look like this. Okay. So this is completely inserted in a manner where the whole loop-like structure gonna be formed. This terminal region, we are calling it as the N-terminal. As we know, the proteins are made up of two regions. Two terminals are present for the protein. One is N-terminal, another one is C-terminal is present. The N-terminal is nothing but it is present in the external side of the cell. But the C-terminal is present inside the cytosol. Cytosol is nothing but cytoplasm region where the C-terminal is present. When we try to understand more about this all, what really happened here in the N-terminal corner side, you can see here, this N-terminal is known as E1 region, but this lobe is known as E2 region, and here this lobe is known as E3. This last one is known as E4 loop. This all loops are creating complete GPCR, means signaling pathway receptor-like structure. Whenever ligand will come and bind, it will bind on the E3 or E4 center part. It should need to bind on the between E3 and E4. And also we need to know this ligand means receptor is having three subunits beside it. There you can see alpha, beta and gamma, three subunits are present. And these subunits are responsible for the activation process in the GPCR. And we must need to know this plasma membrane is get covered by this GPCR at least 7 times this is covering. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times it is crossing the plasma membrane. Here you can see. Okay. Now we need to know more about the GPCR signaling, how the function is happening inside the cell. Whenever the receptor, like we are calling it as a GPCR, it will get to bind with the ligand, then only the activation process gonna happen, otherwise nothing gonna happen. Ligand will come and bind on the GPCR signaling. So what will happen? C will be get activated through the GPCR signaling. After C will be get activated, it will do the activation of the GIF activation gonna happen. After activation of the GIF, as we know, F means filling of the gap. So what it will do, it will activate or add the GTP on the protein. So what it will do, it will add the GTP on the alpha subunit only. So the beta and gamma remain stay in beside the C terminal region, but alpha will be moved forward. Here you can see adenylate cyclase where the alpha started moving. It will move with the help of GTP. This GTP is responsible for the activation of adenylate cyclase. After adenylate cyclase get activated by the alpha subunit, what it will do, it will get use ATP inside the cytoplasm region. Okay, the signaling is coming from the outside, but the signal is going inside here, right? So ATP is used by the adenylate cyclase, and ATP, with the help of ATP, the CAMP is formed here. As we know very well, IP3, calcium and CAMP, they are the secondary messengers. So we are calling it as a secondary messenger. This secondary messenger will go towards the protein kinase A. This protein kinase A have two subunits. One is regulatory subunit, another one is catalytic subunit. Regulatory subunit you can see in the yellowish color, and catalytic subunit which is present in the blackish color. After the CAMP will come and bind on the protein kinase A, regulatory subunit. CAMP only bind on the regulatory subunit. You can see this is CAMP and it is binding on the regulatory subunit. So regulatory and catalytic gonna be get separated. Here you can see CAMP is pointed on the regulatory and it will get separated, and catalytic unit will be get separated. After catalytic will get separated, catalytic will go inside the nucleus and it will activate CREB. CREB full form you can see CAMP response element binding protein, which will get phosphorylation with the help of the catalytic subunit. After formation or activation of the CREB, these will go and bind with the CBP, CREB binding protein. They both means CREB and CBP. They both will go and make activation of the some molecule like DNA will be get transcribed and make RNA. After formation of RNA, the RNA will go and make a protein. Protein will be do some sort of response for the senses like vision or smell. This type of response gonna happen with the help of these proteins. So all this process is happening inside your vision pathway, or it could be also happening inside your smell processes, whatever the smell you are smelling that time also. This GPC are only working. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.